Park talking about the flat Earth theory.
Yeah, you say theory.
Theory.
It's not a theory.
It's still a theory. Well,
Not for people like me.
for you, it's a reality.
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
And the idea of us living on a globe is some kind of hoax.
Up until the age of 47, well, no, I believe that as well.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, when I stumbled across this, I tried to debunk it. You know what debunk is?
When you counter a theory and
Well,
prove it wrong.
I did about I had about 4 or 5 businesses, and I spent 4.5 months, 18-hour days, trying to debunk all this because it has to be nonsense. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, nice. I'll speak to you soon. Group chat. All right then. Sorry.
Okay, no problem at all.
Yeah. So I had to debunk it, and I spent these 4.5 months worth and do my, because I wanted to ridicule it, because it was stupid, it was nonsense, and I failed miserably, absolutely miserably.
Why? I mean, I've seen the evidence on both sides, and I think people could go on about it all day. Certainly, our 5 senses, as we are, perceive the Earth to be flat. And you'll say, well, that's because it is. For thousands of years, every civilization believed the Earth to be flat because that's all we could perceive. Then different civilizations discovered that it was round. Why would someone want to perpetuate a lie that it's round?
This is our pet hate
Why?
between our.
Why?
If we have such a flat Earth community, it's our pet hate. The why and the who, and I'll tell you why. Because
We don't know.
well, we don't know, because someone would have to be held accountable for us to say, why is this happening? Why are you doing this? We would need to make someone accountable. Who is that person? We've all got individually our own theories, but that's not good enough.
But
They're
do you
just
have
our
a theory?
theories.
What do you think?
I think myself, theory, possibility of more land, control, the very fact that if companies like NASA are taking £53 million per day away from our pockets, that's making us less money in the economy.
Are NASA taking
53 million a
money?
day.
Yeah, just to.
And that's just, I'm just talking about NASA, and then you've got all the other space agencies and all that. And we're talking about a theory of why, and I couldn't possibly know. But
Okay, but
I have a few ideas.
For you,
I think more land's probably the biggest one.
there's more land beyond the ice walls, which is.
Well, we say ice walls. They could be. We know what a shoreline is. We know how a beach works. A gradual water gradually goes up a shoreline, a beach. There is ice walls. There's evidence of ice walls. I'm not claiming that there's ice walls all the way right around the whole flat Earth, as what some people do say. We don't know this. There's an Antarctic treaty put in place in 1958, set up by 53 countries, that prevents me and you going there.
Has a chap not just walked?
I was just getting to that, and yet we're told, the mainstream media pass on this information that a chap has supposedly just walked across Antarctica, and yet he goes up one longitude line, hits the South Pole, and then he turns left.
Okay.
That's not. Wouldn't it be better that if we're going to go across something, that he would stick on the same longitude line that goes right over the South Pole and keeps on that longitude line and keeps going right over until he's. Wouldn't that be pick any which one? That would be a cross.
Going across or going around the world on the equator, wouldn't that also prove the Earth to be?
But if we are a round, they're just going round our continents, aren't they? And sailors have been doing that.
But if you went in a straight line, if you could.
If we could, and then that would be a mathematical theory, wouldn't it? If we could go in a straight line, who could go in a straight line? Not even pilots could go in a straight line.
Couldn't they?
Wind shift and that. And then you got yachts that would have currents, ocean currents and that. No one can go in a straight line.
If the world is flat, in this day and age, with everyone being able to operate a drone, and you look at the people that brought Gatwick Airport to a halt, if anyone really, really wanted to, they could prove that the world is flat. They could fly over the ice walls. I think it would be so easy to prove it. Someone would, but my feeling is that the flat Earth community, and just to be honest with you, I think they enjoy feeling like they've discovered something that no one else knows. I think you.
To be honest,
enjoy
I
that
think to be honest, I think that's a fair point.
Okay.
Because, well, yeah, I mean, like after doing 4.5 months and 18-hour days of trying to debunk flat Earth and thinking how ridiculous and nonsense it all is, and then failing miserably and thinking, hang on, you know what? I have to come out. I have to come out of the closet and say, well, yeah, I do feel as though that I figured out something that none of my friends and family have figured out. I do have this responsibility then to pass this information back on.
Okay, so it's sort of a sense of responsibility. Isn't it the case though that whether the Earth is round or flat or whatever it is, it's actually so large, we wouldn't be able to perceive it in its entirety anyway, and in a way, does it really matter? I mean, science is going more towards the opinion now that even every molecule that makes up our body is 99.99999% empty space, and everything we're actually experiencing is actually an illusion that we are just decoding. And I would say that the whole flat Earth theory might well be just a distraction. But I've got no doubt there are conspiracies. I've got no doubt things like 9/11, the official story, is not what we've been told.
Okay.
But if we spend all our time banging on about the flat Earth, I think somewhere someone is laughing at us.
But not everybody's doing this, are they?
No. Only a small community of people are. But they're the types of people that are very questioning, and they question the mainstream narrative and the mainstream science. To me, I feel like it might be disinformation. There's no doubt we're being lied to about many things, but I just don't see what anyone would gain by lying.
Again, we could only
Earth.
offer theories.
Yeah,
to,
no, absolutely.
I mean, the Earth is meant, you say large, but it's not as large as you think. It's 24,900 miles.
And
okay.
is that, have you measured it, or is that the accepted size?
Is the accepted size. Okay. I mean, like, I don't know if you've come across the Earth's curvature calculator. It's meant to be 8 inches per square drop.
Okay.
Okay, it goes 8 inches, and then it's 32 inches, 72 inches, and just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Well, so there is a mathematical formula to this. This is spherical trigonometry based on Pythagorean's theorem.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I'm stood on my beach, and I go to Brixton Beach, and I stand there, and I get my zoom camera, and I zoom out for 15 miles, and I can see Exmouth. When I can see, not only can see Exmouth Beach, I can see people playing on the beach with my camera. That's 15 miles. Well, based on spherical trigonometry on that maths, it should be under about 60 odd feet of curvature.
Based on the flat Earth theory, shouldn't I be able to see Mount Everest?
Well, that would be to do it from here, you say.
Yeah.
Air density and air pollution. I mean, on some days I can't see to the end of Hyde Park. On some days, air density, air pollution, and
on
things.
A clear day, we could see Mount Everest.
Not even on a clear day.
Why not?
Because even though that you perceive it as a clear day, there's still air pollution within a certain amount of distance.
Well, it seems to me both sides will have an answer for everything. I could tell you, why do the seasons change? You'll say there's this.
It makes so much more sense on a flat Earth seasons.
Does it? Okay,
it really does.
But
yes.
The seasons to me make sense on the globe. The 6 months of darkness in Antarctica. I've just come back from Iceland, where the days are very, very short. It makes sense to me on the globe. I am sold on the globe.
Okay.
I respect your difference of opinion. Neither of us are ever going to be able to prove it.
Yeah.
So I think we should put our differences aside and focus on outing the truths that we can make a difference.
This opens all the doors. This is the one that opens all the doors to all the other truths. This is the hinge pin that brings it all together.
I'm sure it's not the gate that's keeping it closed.
Oh wow! Yeah. Well, there's another way to look at it, but no, I think it's the other way around.
Well, it's all about perception. Thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Speaking to me.
Dedicated.
Yep.
Every week this is up here, is it?
Last Sunday and every month. At the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I think as we get to the warmer days, it'll be every week.
And the seasons change.
Well, yeah, honestly.